This is Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, which me and Joe saw in Dublin. So it was quite a different.
Dublin.
I suppose it was quite a different experience for us being there as opposed to Ryan seeing it on his own. Was it you and two other people when you saw it?
Yeah. No. Sorry, 4 in the end. There was me and a couple of people on a date at the very back.
Awkward.
And I think there was a couple of girls in there. There was a couple of girls in there.
Because we saw it in like a packed,
not very packed,
like a pretty packed room full of Irish people all chuckling away.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, it was different. But I mean, the cinema itself was no different to what we're used to. It's a chain cinema.
No, I reckon the seats were comfier.
They were older, weren't they? They were like wooden.
Yeah, I fell right in them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I had a big suitcase under me legs, so I was a bit uncomfortable.
That's put up beside us.
I digress. This is Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates.
Indeed, it is. They do need wedding dates, and what?
good to know. Cheers.
I mean, it's been a bit of a mixed bag for comedies this year so far, hasn't it? Yeah. We've had the bad, like Ghostbusters. We've had the really bad, like The Boss.
Yes, I'll agree.
And Ride Along.
Yeah.
And we've had the horrible, like we'll get to. We're being very subtle with this film coming up, aren't we?
Yeah.
And we've also had some decent ones like Central Intelligence and Neighbours 2. And but to be honest, it hasn't been a banner year.
They were both awful.
And now we've got Mike and Dave wedding dates. Need wedding dates. What? You put us off there.
Mike and Dave wedding dates.
Mike and Dave need wedding dates, which features Adam DeVine and Zac Efron as Mike and Dave, who basically are told by their parents they need to straighten up because every family gathering they go to, they mess it up with fireworks or something like that to mess up their family gatherings and ruin everything. So they are told outright to get wedding dates. So they put an online ad on Craigslist, and they end up finding 2 girls who are putting on a show for them, essentially, or pretending to be respectable girls, even though they're party girls. And Anna Kendrick's character is getting jilted at the altar, essentially. So her and Aubrey Plaza dress up as respectable girls to get themselves a free trip to Hawaii for Mike and Dave's sister's wedding. Ooh. And you can imagine how that ends up going, because when you get 2 uncontrollable pairs of crazy people together, it's not going to end well, is it?
And also it's a modern day comedy where all of the punchlines are, isn't it crazy?
Yeah. True. Well, I wasn't really feeling it, to be honest, for quite a bit. I don't know if you, for quite a bit. I don't know if you felt it. I think it took a while for me to start laughing consistently.
I don't know about you, Joe, but we sort of laughed fairly consistently.
Yeah, it was fairly consistent.
But maybe that's because you were in a packed cinema and you probably had people laughing with you, and I was
possibly.
I could just see a scattered giggles at the back from that couple on a date. That was about it.
I think that does make a difference, though, when it's just you and a few people.
I was chuckling to myself rather than chuckling out loud.
I can remember really enjoying the collective laughter, but I do think there were at the beginning and about, even though it took like half an hour to get into it, I think there were still, it did have its little moments that did make me laugh.
But I think
there's tonal problems. I think that when it shifts into the drama stuff, it's because it does that like twice in quick succession. It has like 2 dramatic shifts, and I know it means because like there's 2 different couples it does that, but like it just bogged it down. I mean, there's a lot of jokes that really fly well wide, like just aren't funny. But it's the same with all comedies, isn't it? But like the thing that gets me about this comedy and all these comedies is that they're so gross and juvenile and, let's face it, quite lazy.
Oh yeah.
But we still laugh, and I feel bad about laughing. I always it's like jump scares and horror. I just feel bad about laughing at these crap jokes. That's
the thing about comedy. I mean, if it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah.
If it's not, it's not.
But I feel like it was just when it reaches a certain scene with a masseuse played by Kumail. I think from there I was dying the whole way through. Like from there it just picks up another level and just becomes absolutely hilarious because they're all so good at what they do.
Yeah.
Like, what were you saying, Joe?
That scene when you get to it, I did think it goes on for a bit too long, but I
loved it.
It goes on for too long. I was howling, but I did think it goes on. But the one that saved it is it's just the actual masseuse when it cuts to the shot of his eyes, he's just staring at. I was howling. That did make me laugh.
But I was just like everything, like the Jurassic Park scene and like. All the stuff with that and like the scene when they're on drugs, like
don't condone the use of drugs, just to be clear.
No, just saying, but like it's just so funny. Like I mean, you've got to give a shout out to Sugar Lynn Beard as Jeannie, the cousin who's getting married, she's done
sister.
Sister who's getting married. Thank you for putting that up. But yeah, just
correcting you.
Yeah, for correcting me. Yeah, but it's just really funny scene, and just from that masseuse scene, it becomes a really sort of typical funny summer comedy, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be mainly remembered for much, but I've laughed about as much as I did for Central Intelligence and Neighbours.
I laugh more than like I laughed at this more than those because I thought they were just devoid.
This is probably the most I've laughed of any comedy of the show. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Wow,
I mean, that's not saying much of it, but it was just funny.
It just and I kind of did feel for it when I wrapped up in the end. You know.
Yeah.
You did get a nice bit of emotional.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fine.
It was fine, and that scene with the darkness is really good. I really like that scene.
I think the performances are the best part. It's got to be said. I mean, especially Adam DeVine, who's not really. He's more known for his TV stuff now. I'm assuming it's getting pushed in the film stuff.
Zac Efron's sort of like now a committed comedy star, isn't he? And Aubrey Plaza's stepping out. Manoa Kendrick's great.
So it's a very solid, fine
cast.
3-star.
Yeah,
about that.
About right. Yeah.
There you go. Mike and Dave need Wendy.
Would definitely put it on the party. There we go.
Yeah,
it's a comedy that would keep up the mood.
That's your kind of golden rule, isn't it? It's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I mean, if I compare it to last year, would you say it was about as funny as Sisters?
I think
last year
Sisters was better.
I think Sisters
was better.
Sisters had Bobby.
Sisters is probably my favourite out and out comedy from last year. So.
As we said, Zac Efron.